Hello, it's Sunday morning, 9:30. The cat woke me up at 5 a.m. and stupid cat was so annoying. I kicked him out, went back to bed, and had a lie-in at 5 a.m. when I had a look out the window. Right, there was still the residue, but there weren't any fresh trails like there are now. Yeah, they're doing it right now. He's just gone across. Okay. And you can see there's fresh lines over there that way. Yeah. So, they're just back at it, and you can feel the sun. It's warm, it's nice, right? And they're blocking it out. There we go. There's one in the act. It's the crime in our skies. Here we are recording the crime scene almost every day now. Well, every day now. Yeah, well, I think the longest we've gone without being sprayed is half a day, or 4 hours this year. No, there hasn't been a single full day. There's another one. Just everywhere, This is costing all the money and resources, by the way. Right, and there've been die-offs of animals. Like most of the insects are dead, right? Okay, apart from the hardiest of them, right? Was it last year on the Kent coast we had a wash up on the beaches of all dead sea life like starfish and whatnot, yeah? I don't know what else there is, crabs and crustaceans and other things, just all washing up dead, and of course fish as well, huh? Yeah. And I'm not sure about this Fukushima malarkey. Yeah, but I know apparently there's radiation, or I wouldn't know about that. I personally think nuclear weapons are a hoax, right? Because that stuff is always degrading, right? And you need the perfect undegraded radioactive sample to theoretically get a what do you call it? A fission explosion or whatever it's called. Can't remember now. But if it's always degrading, it's not going to be pure enough, is it, for a bomb? So I think you've got the. I think obviously it can be used to heat up rods in they say nuclear power plant, but really they're just evaporating water. When Einstein's quoted about nuclear energy, saying, "Oh, it's a hell of a way to boil water," right? Okay, and honestly, come on, how much energy can be created from turbines? Not that much, right? Okay, the energy is being given to us another way. Atmospheric. There's atmospheric electricity. And all these towers, right? Okay, the Spinnaker Tower over there must be outfitted for, yeah, and before they had all skyscrapers and these kind of weird art pieces of towers, right? It was just on church steeples and all that, right? They were collecting it then, secretly. What a bloody mess. I'm just gonna walk down. So, what little sun I'm feeling now, okay, it's gonna be gone soon again for the rest of the day. It's just gonna be a horrible, muggy piece of shit day under like a pressure cooker, right? And you're gonna just feel terrible. I don't know what that chap was talking about yesterday, who was walking his dogs. He said, "Oh, it's nice. It's not muggy." These people are talking backwards, right? No, it's not muggy when it's nice, blue and clear, and we're not being pressurized by the sun bearing down on all this crap. God, you see, I think you can tell who the devil's people are. They're beholden to the man, or Satan, or devil, already. It's because they just can't tell the truth. They can't answer, a question. They just can't answer a straight question, yeah. right? They'll either have an evasive answer which doesn't really answer your question, or they'll make a joke, right, to avoid, well, they can't, so because they can't tell the truth, so they're always going to make a joke of it, or just shrug it off. You know, all the serious questions just shrugged off or made a joke out of it. Okay, right? Satan literally will not allow them to tell the truth. Okay, and I'm sure all of us know people like that. You know, come on, try and question them. You know, about chemtrails, about you know, ask them what shape the Earth is, and obviously they'll lie and say ball. You know, ask them how far the sun is. Is the sun a ball of fire 93 million miles away? Right? Okay. And you'll never get a straight answer because they're just simply not allowed to tell the truth. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Sorry, your own, ain't you, mate?
Yeah. might eat me though. Yeah, later. Yeah, the very fat bulldog there. Yeah, I think it's being spoiled on a bit too many treats. Yeah, these dogs, they can't help themselves. You know, they've got to eat. You know, they'll even eat chocolate, right? You know, and that's the sort of nature of dogs. You know, even if they knew eating chocolate would kill them, right? They would just want to eat it. Okay, that's like, you know. Cats, on the other hand, they're very fussy and very picky about their food. Right, it's got, look at that broken bottle right there. Yeah, it's probably underage kids, right? Because they've just got no awareness or consideration for other people yet. Because it's all about them. Well, unfortunately, all about them. You know, people think it's all about me. That does last into a sort of extended adolescence, you know, who might even extend up to their 60s, some people, right? They're just completely selfish and self-absorbed these days. And there's nothing worse or there's nothing sorrier, right, when you see an old man, right? You know, he's a pensioner, you know, he could be dead in any day, and he's still a fool, yeah, and he still thinks, whoa, I'm smarty pants, right, and he still thinks he's, you know, he's something, right, yeah, nothing sorrier than that, and I don't know where that comes from. I mean, how could you be like that? I mean, our whole existence here is to, well, basically, make sure you have a little humility. But no, there's, you know, most people these days, no, they just want to be as proud as the fallen angels who probably are possessing them. Okay. Yeah, so people do see me just walking around, yeah, videoing all this nonsense, right? And, you know, they don't question me. They don't say, oh, why are you filming the sky? Oh, what are all those fucking lines in the sky which cannot be contrails because they're persistent? Why is our beautiful sky turning into overcast soup again? Chemical soup? No. You know, this is just a massive problem. You know when all the, you know, the West, especially America, right, talks about going to war with other countries, right? Or they jump in after the disaster in a whatever country, yeah? They always talk about capturing, you know, hearts and minds, right? Because that's where the real war is fought, right? If it was all physical, people would eventually, you know, rebel, okay? But when your mind is enslaved, I think there's almost no chance of coming out of it. Look at that mess. So what a mess. Yeah, and it's gonna be the same deal today. It'll be made completely overcast by noon. It's just going to be like this the whole summer through. Yeah, ridiculous. I saw an article, you know, in Africa. Baobab trees, these ancient trees, right, are dying, and scientists don't know why. Ridiculous. That's absolute, just full of lies. They're dying because of chemtrailing the whole world, right? And I suppose these baobab trees, right, I guess they're more susceptible than other species of tree, and they're some of the first casualties, you know. And there must be many more casualties. There must be loads of die-offs. We're just simply not told because they're just keeping quiet. It's just they're all keeping stum, right? I personally think, right, all these evil high priests, okay, I think, you know, you remember you had Al Gore, right, talking about, oh, it's going to go into, what was it? First it was global warming, blah, blah, blah. Then it was, oh, this global warming will somehow release methane. Okay, it's absolute bullshit, right? It's just crap. And then it will send us into an ice age. Okay, and all that, right? But then the ice age is good because it will stop Earth turning into, you know, a boiling acidic planet or some absolute nonsense, right? Remember they were talking about that? They've been talking about it for decades, this methane release, because it's a massive lie. They plan out their lies decades in advance, you know. Okay? So I think they were trying to preemptively say, yeah, look, we know what's happening, we're smart, we're scientists, we can tell it's going to go into an ice age. And you've still got this bullshit about oh, the sun going into solar, you know, minimum or something, you know, it's going to get colder on Earth. Okay? Like they're trying to set up the scene to say it's natural. Okay? I think they've tampered with the frequencies, right? Especially these CERN scientists. I mean, these Swiss people, it's just a nest of vipers, nest of devils. You could go and watch the Gotthard Tunnel opening ceremony, and you just see blatant Satanism on show, yeah? And that, of course, they explain it away these days by just calling it art, right? You have all the evil buggers, right? Yeah, sitting in the audience there, all the evil cunts. Okay, sick. Yeah. So anyway, they were talking about it going into an ice age, right? I think they tampered with the frequency of the sun. Okay, trying to, you know, because they think they're so smart. I think they could try to turn it down, right? And instead they've broken it, right? Because you're seeing literally jets of light poking out the sun, and I think the days when they especially spray the sky hard, the jets are facing towards the ground in that particular area, right? Okay, and that's why you're having forest fires, right? That's why you're having forest fires. What, Portugal and Canada, you know, and other places, and you know, California was bursting into flames last year. Okay, it's because of the jets from the sun, which they've now broken. You know, that's the cause. That's what I reckon. Okay, so now they've broken it. Okay, they can't admit they've broken it. They can't admit they've broken the climate and the sun. Okay, so instead they're just keeping quiet, and they're pretending none of this is going on. And instead they're just spraying the sky every day, all day, and just, you know, just pretending, no, there's no geo-engineering, no, just bold-faced lies. Yeah, because they've actually, well, I think they've, just on momentum alone, I've had this feeling for 20 years that we're, you know, the Earth is finished and we're all dead, not just on momentum alone. Okay, I've had that feeling for a long time. Yeah, about 20 years I've had that feeling. I can remember now when I started thinking that. I just started looking around and seeing the way things were going and seeing the attitudes of people, right? And you see a lot of the old men, right, boomers, right? A lot of them who could, you know, the ones who could afford it, right? Right, they grew up in a time when England was English, right? For the most part. Okay, and now that they're all old and, you know, they've abandoned their families, right? They've gone to live in third world countries, okay? Because they don't like They don't like the progressiveness of what's happened to England. There isn't any England left. There are no nations left. Western nations. They're just, you know, it's just a mess. Okay, there's no community, right? And that's another reason why people are unwilling, yeah, to speak to each other normally, instead of just putting on a face and pretending everything's okay. It's because you can't talk to people, right, when you're of different stock. Okay, there's a different energy. There's no common ground. So instead, what you have is secularism, which is the fakeness. Yeah. So just to go along to get along, everyone has a fake, put on, secularist personality. Okay, that's what it is. It's just fake. It's created fake people, ineffective people, selfish people who are just idly gonna stand by whilst we're murdered, basically. Yeah, who knows, maybe these foolish scientists will try altering the frequencies again, and they really will burn us this time, because they can't keep spraying. It's costing trillions. This is what all the austerity is about. All the taxes, all the tax hikes, all the new things they're inventing, right? I've heard, what was the most recent thing? I've heard there might be a plastic tax. They're saying, oh, plastic, it's destroying our environment. Look, all the birds, their guts are full of plastic, which is bullshit, by the way. Okay, some idiots have stuffed dead birds with plastic, right? And they're going to try and make you feel sorry. You see, they get you on an emotional level, right? They're going to try and make you feel sorry and feel bad that it's your fault destroying the planet for, you know, buying containers made of plastic and for driving a car, right? And all, you know, they guilt trip you. That's all they've got. That's a hallmark. One of the hallmarks of the enemy's tactics is shaming, right? That's all they do, shaming tactics. Yeah, and they have a discourse, right? They're very where they will frame the you know, the discussion under their terms, right? And where you're, you know, the obvious truths just by looking around, they won't be included in the discourse. The terminology of what is visible and to everyone, to a child even, will be not included in their, you know, in their lexicon, their scientific lexicon, right? So when it comes to discussion time, they'll just look at their book of scientific terms and go, "Ah, sorry, there's no such thing as a chemtrail. That's not a scientific word. But look, right? What I think what you're talking about is contrails, and contrails, they are formed at just the right conditions when it is cool and there is enough humidity in the air. You know, just like a retard fucking computer, you know, parroting back shit to you. There's no actual, you know, brain work there. Yeah, there's no actual, what's it called? Critical thinking. I mean, that's ridiculous. They had, you know, when they added, I think they added courses in school, you know, not when I was there, but afterwards, called critical thinking, like a critical thinking A-level or something, right? And from what I gathered, it was anti-critical thinking, yeah, where you got, you know, the teachers, right? They would give you two accepted standing points on whatever topic, right? And both of them are wrong. You've got one and the other, right? Like a dualistic system, like a political party. Okay, both are wrong, right? And if you actually tried to use your own brain, say you're in school and you try to use your own brain, there's another chemtrail there, to make an actual critical and informed and opinionated and, you know, logical and reasonable discussion on the topic using your own points of view, not what they lay out before you on the, you know, the piece of A4, right? The teacher would shut you down or give you an F. Yeah, you're only allowed to talk about, you know, the two acceptable pre-approved viewpoints for their, and then they call that a debate. Yeah, when you just talk, no one's having a debate. You're just talking at each other. Yeah, from two seemingly valid stances. Nonsense. And what am I going to say? Yes, so they're broken the sun. They'll run out of money, and they're going to kill everything doing this anyway. They're either going to run out of money or they're going to kill all life on Earth with the spraying, rather than admit, yeah, rather than admit all the scientific community and all the governments and who allowed this, that they were wrong to allow them to meddle with creation, right? these anti-God Satanist pieces of trash, right? They're so proud still, even though we're dead just on momentum alone. Yeah, they think everything will be just fine, just keeping their mouth shut and introducing more taxes, like I was talking about the plastic tax. Yeah, then there was NHS tax, and the Brexit. Really, Brexit? There's no Brexit. Brexit is just more taxes, more, you know, customs taxes, customs duties. That's all it means. And then there's austerity as well. People's salaries haven't gone up for a decade or more, right? Whilst the costs have. It's because they need all the money for this. Where do you think it's going? Where do you think all the money from, you know, the accounts in the, you know, in the computers in the, you know, the Twin Towers in, you know, for 9/11, right? Where do you think? Why do you think they blew it up and trillions lost, right? You know, because they're using it all for this. They've doomed us, and they're not even talking about it. Disgusting. I'm going to end the video. It's super long now, and probably just sounds like insane ravings to most people. I might be even a put off, right? It might even be a put off to the cause. I'm not sure, but whatever. Those are my feelings, okay, and my thoughts, okay, and they're mine. They're not things I've just picked up and parroted, okay. Right, I'm ending. Bye.